Hey bros, what's going on? It's Broski here. We're back at again with another Destiny video. Today's video, we're going to be going over the new developmental updates for 1.11.18 from Christopher Barrett. We're just going to read down the list. Pretty much just going to read the update, and then I'm going to let you guys know what I think. If it's a little bit too, if it's a little, a little too late for some of these updates, or what I think could fix and make Destiny 2 a better game for not only me but for everybody included, and get the fun back in Destiny again, because right now we all know it's a little bit of it's a little down, it's a little dull. We're gonna start right into it right here though. Hey everyone, at the end of the last year I made a promise that I would update you on the plans for Destiny 2. The team has been hard at work and we're ready to share where we are headed. We used to wait to talk about the game updates until we were certain we would meet our deadlines, and to avoid letting players down if we change our plans. No longer. We're not just listening, we're doing. Please keep in mind that the further out we make promises, the more they are subject to change. With that, here are our plans. Destiny content categories. One thing you want to set clear expectations for which categories of content are available to everyone each season, and which are exclusive to Destiny 2 expansions. Expansions are purchase updates that are typically add new story, destinations, gears, strikes, raids, and Crucible raid layer content. Seasons introduce content that is made available to all players of Destiny 2 at no additional cost. Iron Banner faction rallies and their rewards will be available to everyone as part of Season 2. Additionally, going forward, we're going to be making changes to the new seasonal rewards from Crucible strikes. Trials of the Nine will be available to all players. Faction rallies return January 16th, which is today, as I'm recording this right now, and Iron Banner will be back in rotation on January 30th. Eververse. We recognize that the scales are tipped too far towards tests at the moment, and Eververse was never intended to be a substitute for the in-game content rewards, so we'll be making 3 changes for upcoming seasons. We're shifting the new balance to new content in favor of activity rewards over bright engrams. This includes adding ghosts, sparrows, and ships to date found only in bright engrams to achievement reward pools. We'll be providing a gameplay path to earn bright engrams and all contained rewards, including event engrams. We're giving players more direct purchase options to make adjustments to bright engrams to allow players to get the items they want more often. We've begun implementing these changes for the Crimson Days event beginning February 13th, which is awesome, with even more changes in the way of Season 3, which is coming this spring. Completing Nightfall Raid and Crimson Day milestones during the Crimson Day will reward you an exclusive legendary emote, weapon skin, and exotic sparrow respectively. Crimson Days is Destiny 2's Valentine's Day, or Valentine's week/weekend event. Players will earn double engrams at level up, 1 crimson and 1 illuminated engram for the duration of the event, which is a lot better than we got during the Christmas event. Christmas engrams can also drop from completing the Crimson Days match and from completing the Crimson Days milestones on each character, which is an awesome thing too. Each Crimson engram is very strongly weighted to the new rewards when decrypted until all event items have been obtained, which is amazing because if you played the Christmas event, you got tons of the same crap that you already had, and it was just bad unless you went and spent crazy amounts of money, which is one reason why they're redoing Eververse. XP gains. We are still investigating changes to the XP earn rates. Our goal with any updates to XP are transparency and consistent XP gains regardless of your preferred activity. Right now it's too slow in general and lopsided towards grinding specific activities. We want to fix that without making the activities low value to players who aren't grinding them. Our first attempt turned out to be unworkable buggy, so we're having to investigate other angles. We will continue updating you going forward. We all know about the big XP debacle Them saying they were pretty much capping us on XP, which pretty much in turn, was making people go out and buy Eververse, and getting stuff that way because XPs were kind of bugged and they didn't let anybody know, and it was a big fiasco, and everybody, I'm sure you guys know about that. Feature roadmap. There are 3 releases that we want to put on the radar right now. Later releases will be at more specific dates as we get closer. The following content features will be available to all Destiny 2 players regardless of expansion ownership. January 30th update, which is coming to January 30th this year. Obviously, Masterwork armor. So finally, armor is getting masterworked, which is a good thing. But I still think even with Masterworks on weapons right now, they're very, very lackluster. Lots of grind for little reward. They definitely need to be rework the whole system. And it seems like they're going the same path with armor. Not huge upgrades, but little minimal things. But I still think right now Masterworks is the main grind for the game, and as it is right now, I just don't feel like Masterworks is, that it doesn't pay off for you to go grind strikes such as strikes. You get 1 Masterwork and you get 1 core if you break it down. You can get up to 3 cores, but I've literally gotten 3 cores one time, and I've broken down probably 30 or 40 at least, and I play a lot, obviously. I stream and play at least a good 5 to 6, probably like 5 hours a day before anything else. So I'm out there grinding a lot, and if I'm only getting maybe 1 a stream or whatever, I feel sorry for somebody that can only play like an hour or 2 a day max, maybe, or sometimes just a couple times a week. I definitely think they need to rework the system and make it a lot better for everybody. But obviously the Masterwork armor is coming. We're expanding the Masterwork system to include armor. Masterwork armor provides increased damage reduction while using your super, which I could see coming in handy, especially for like for hunters and things like that. I just don't think the overall value is there for the armor Masterwork. I feel like they could add a little more to that. You can reroll your armor stat type on Masterwork armor, and similar to Masterwork weapons, you can upgrade your armor piece to Masterworks as spinning Mastery Work cores and legendary shards, which I think if you break down a Mastery weapon or Master core, you should at least get 2 to 3 and not just 1, because like I said, they're few and far between. It's just a little bit crazy, I feel like. We are updating raid rewards to make them more unique and interesting. They will now feature mods with raid-specific perks, and we are adjusting the reward to ensure that raid item drops from each major encounter. The raid vendor will also sell Leviathan and Eater of the World armor and weapons for purchase with raid tokens and legendary shards, which is, I think this is a major upgrade. Right now, the raid loot just, plain out just sucks. It's not that good. It's lackluster. You might get maybe 1 armor or maybe 1 weapon the whole raid, and you go into the the vendor, and you turn in your tokens. You get more stuff from him. I feel like that right there just takes away from doing the raid itself. I feel like token system should be secondary to you getting loot. Because that's what made Destiny to me. You go into the raid, you wanted this loot, and if it didn't drop, you're like, well, maybe next time. But now you're like, well, it didn't drop, so I can go turn this into the vendor and maybe get in the vendor. But that feel of fun and excess that you had in Destiny 1 raids, when that thing finally dropped in the raid, it was amazing. But now you go turn these tokens and you get it, you're like, oh, I got it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not, the excitement's not there. That's one thing they need to recapture, is the excitement. Same thing with Trials of Osiris. I remember Trials of Osiris. You got your loot instead of this. Now you got these tokens, and I just don't like the token system. Should be secondary, complementary, and drops should be more in the game. You know what I mean? It just adds excitement to the game. Next, we are also adding a new ghost with raid-specific perks that has a chance to drop from Leviathan and Eater of the World's final encounters. We intend to return to creating more raid and other activity unique rewards in the future, which is awesome. I think the ghost would be amazing. I think raid ships, raid sparrows, All those things need to be here, and they all need to drop in the raid themselves. Like I said, it just makes for a better overall awesome environment. Next is the February update, which is at the end of February, obviously. Strike scoring's back, plus high score tracking, which is amazing. I wish they would add back in strike Pacific loot. That definitely made strikes super fun, and more, made you want to go back and do the strike over and over again until you got all the loot, and things from that, whether it be the weapon or whatever they drop from that strike. I definitely think they can add in scoring. Like the higher your score is, the better chance you get of getting that loot in that strike. I think that right there would be amazing. Next, we got the strike scoring is coming to Nightfall, which is awesome, and replacing the current time limit mechanic. The scoring is similar to Destiny 1 system, but adjustments and emphasizes competitive execution of the strike. For support for players, selectable score modifiers in February, Nightfall high scores will be exposed in-game via new emblem and will unlock rewards. We'll have plans for clan and community high scores in the works. Now that's something that's super cool and super unique, and I think building on that could definitely make something really exciting, really fun for Destiny 2. Mod 2.0 systems coming out, so they're reworking the way mods work. This will focus on reducing redundant mods, more unique in theme, greatly increase their impact on your power. Obviously, they're aiming for this for the February update, but it could be later in the year. It could be the April or May update / DLC, which is a good thing. Like I said, right now I feel like 50+% of the mods are just plain. They don't do nothing. They're not fun to get. Nobody cares about getting them, so it's just like eh. So that thing is an awesome thing they're doing. Right there is something that can definitely help the potential of Destiny 2, and I think that's what should have happened at the start of Destiny 2. Should have had a lot more mods that were a lot better and fit the playstyles, and also made you feel more powerful. Quick play improvements, which is awesome. We are also adjusting game mode rules to increase the pace of gameplay and power ammo acquisition and quick play. They definitely need to add more power ammo, because right now, that's what made Destiny 1 to me. It's going around sniping, sniping as much as I could. Right now, you can't really do that. It's like, you get a power weapon, and then, you get like 4 or 5 bullets, and it's over, and you wait like 3 more minutes. I think right now, man, we need more you feeling powerful in PvP. In Destiny 2, you don't feel powerful. You just have those 2 primaries. You set back and team shot with your teammates. It's very hard to go and thrash the enemy team unless that enemy team can't aim straight, which happens every once in a blue moon now. They definitely need to make you feel powerful again. PC tower chat's coming finally. That should have been obviously the start of the PC. It should have already been there. I feel like that's like a no-brainer. Exotic repetition reduction, thank God, because I mean, I don't know about you, but I have gotten the same exotic 3 times in a row, multiple times. This will prevent players from receiving the exotics twice in a row. You also will receive duplicates, just not consecutively, which is, like I said, I'm okay with receiving duplicates as long as it's not 2 or 3 times in a row. That's just, a little ridiculous. And I feel like that right there even pushes more casual people away from the game. They're sending again the same exotic every time. They feel like the game's just, against them pretty much. Fireteam member on destination map. You will finally be able to see the other members of your fire team on the destination map. No more having to ask your fire team where they went when they fast travel to another landing zone, which I feel like that was, it tended to be in the first of the game, but as we all know, Destiny 2 pretty much kind of scrapped the whole game and then restarted over. And I feel like some of these things that were already supposed to be in the game, they just didn't make it into the game because of them being so far, behind already. We're taking the time. This right here is the spring 2018 update, which is probably going to be like April or May. We're taking the time we need in development expansion 2. That will allow us to react to player feedback from Curse of Osiris. In this coming months, we'll be talking more about what you can expect to find in Destiny 2 next story. The team is eager to show you that what they've been working on, which, like I was just explaining to you, I think the next expansion or DLC is going to be pushed back to like April or May area. Like I said, if it lets the game be better and they can, you know, work on things and make the game, you know, better than what it is right now, I definitely think it's worth the wait. Independent of Expansion 2, the team will deliver a number of new features that will be released before or during Season 3. Every player of Destiny 2 will receive the new content in following categories. Crucible, we want to give players new reason to play, more variety and balanced improvements. Spring will be a number of exciting and long-awaited features to Crucible. Obviously, Crucible ranks are coming, beginning with Season 3. Introduces seasonal Crucible ranks. There will be 2 different ranks for players to pursue. Valor, which is a progression rank that goes up as you complete matches. Winning helps you move up faster, but there is no loss penalty. Obviously, that's more like, I don't know if you ever played Halo, but like the XP gains and stuff like that, you know, you got that rank every time, you know, you got that XP, and then new rank. And then you got XP, and the new rank, you know. And then Glory was more like the, you know, like maybe kind of like the 1 through 50 rank in Halo. A progression that ranks you as you go up, you win, and down when you lose. Performance is how you move up here. Like I said, you can kind of look back at maybe if you ever played Halo or something like that. You know, like the 1 through 50 system. Obviously, the Valor system is more like the XP progression ranks, which is, you know, kind of like more of a social rank up. Instead, and Glory is more like the competitive rank up. Like I said, these are you know, good things that are coming. Next is the private matches. Private matches are coming to all players of Destiny 2. Players will be able to invite their friends to play on the map in mode of their choosing. 6v6 playlist is coming back, which is awesome. Obviously, Destiny 1 was all about 6v6. Now Destiny 2 more about 44s. Like I said, I like 44s and I like 6v6s. I'm kind of iffy about how they're going to make 6v6 work on some of these maps we have right now. I only think of like 2 maps maybe that 6v6 will work on. So maybe they'll bring back some more of the old Destiny 1 maps, I'm going to guess, or something like that, and put them out there to make the 6v6 playlist work. We'll see. Mayhem events, obviously they're going to be bringing back Mayhem and limited event times, which is awesome. Obviously they need to fix that Nova Bomb glitch, because my god, it was rampant. That's all I can say about that one. Additional fixes: we're making some changes to making quitting less common. Behind the scenes security improvements to help improve the overall Crucible experience. At the end of the day, like I said, Crucible bringing ranks in, them bringing 666 isn't going to make bunches of people come back. What's going to make people come back is them redoing the whole system right now. Because right now it's bland, it's boring, and it's bland. Like nobody wants to eat, you know, soup if the soup is nasty. Yeah, you can make the soup look nice, but nobody's gonna. You know, as soon as somebody tastes it, they're like, ugh, this is just nasty soup. Nobody wants to eat that soup. But if they spice it up, move snipers and stuff like that back into their original glory, where it's fun, you know, make you feel like you're powerful again. I'm not talking about get a grenade every 15 seconds or have your super every minute, you know. But you know, crank those things up just a little bit, just a tad. Make snipers and shotguns and grenade launchers and stuff like that like fun again. You know, make the game fun, make the game fast, increase the movement speed from where it is right now. And I think we'll be on to something. Additional highlights: weapon and ability balance pass, sandbox adjustments based on player feedback from the data and the live game. The sandbox team will share specific changes as we lead up to Season 3. Exotic weapon and armor balance pass. Exotic weapon and armor are receiving a comprehensive design to pass to ensure they stand out from the rest of the gear and offer new, exciting, powerful ways to play, which is something we desperately need. There's only like a couple weapons in D2, exotics-wise, that feel exotic. You know, like right now, you want to run. 99% of people are running around with the legendary gear, because the legendary gear it makes orbs now. If you get the master cores, the mastery weapons, you can create orbs that are like 10 times more powerful than most of the 90% of the exotics. Like nobody wants to use exotics because they made the exotics. You're pretty much, you know, limiting yourself when you use an exotic now, because exotics are so bland. There's only a couple exotics in Destiny that are unique and fun to use. Obviously, the colony being one, the coal being one. Guns like that, man, are super fun to use. But then again, why would you use those when you can create orbs with your legendaries, you know? Pacific vendors will now display a seasonal ranking. Earning reputation will unlock unique seasonal rewards and will reset each season. That's awesome. You know, if you get ranked 10, you get something. If you get ranked like 20, you get another thing, unique rewards or something that will hopefully get, you know, casuals and hardcore gamers to grind the game more to get those rewards. Improve Iron Banner and faction rallies, which is totally needed. Right now, I feel like faction rallies are kind of boring. I hate to say it, and obviously Iron Banner's got, you know, PvP, and PvP is very bland. In additional to the changes that we'll see with Iron Banner and faction rallies return this month, we'll continue to iterate on these to make them unique, exciting experiences for all this to look forward to, which is what they need to do for sure for those events, because those events could be home run hitters. But right now they're just, you know, kind of bland. Playlist reputation reduction. This feature solves the problem of experiencing the same playlist entry, multiple features in consecutive or consecutive in Crucible or Strikes, which is good because I hate getting the same Strike match like 3 times or the same Crucible map 3 times in a row. It's never fun, and it literally makes you not want to play that much. In-game player pursuits. We agree with your feedback imbalances between achievement and broad engram rewards, and we'll be making adjustments to shift more rewards to specific in-game pursuits instead of generic XP grinding for broad engrams, which is what everybody's been asking for since D2 came out. Multiple emote. Obviously, the emote wheel should be coming out soon, which is good. Vault space. They're creating 50 additional slots for player vaults, which is greatly needed, especially if you're a collector. Right now, you're pretty much at max capacity. You know, they want to make Destiny about collecting all the gear, but they don't give you enough vault space to collect all the gear. I've always thought that was kind of silly. PC clan chat's finally coming to PC only, obviously. Heroic strike changes will be reducing modifiers to add more gameplay variety to experience, which is, I've been asking for this on stream for a while. You know, mayhem strikes, strikes where you know, obviously it has a certain burn, things like that need to be there to make strikes and other things like that fun. You know, it just seems kind of bland right now. Fall 2018 or sooner. Obviously, this could be, you know, any time between now and in October. And maybe even further than that, because obviously they said that some of these things might not happen when they said. We are looking at a lot more than not quite ready to discuss, but expect more on these small sample of items in the future. Item collection and records. Obviously, hopefully to make like a collection book or records book, like kind of like they did in the end of D2. That way you have these check marks and stuff like that. Those are super fun. You can, you know, obviously you got loot from that too. Weapon slot and archetype improvements. Hopefully this, for me, hopefully it means that they're going to be moving, you know, snipers and stuff like that to their glory, which is hopefully maybe moving them up to the secondary slot. But we don't know. You know, they can make a 4th slot or something. I don't care at this point. As long as we can use shotguns and snipers and grenade launchers, stuff like that, a lot more often, and making gameplay fun again. Because right now the gameplay is, like I said earlier, bland, and it's just it's like I said, it's bearable. You know, it's a good game. But the game we should have should be an amazing game, and I don't think we should stop until we get an amazing game instead of just like a okay game, you know. Better clan rewards, additional Crucible playlists, obviously like Rumble and stuff like that. Obviously, that'd be good to have, especially right now in this, you know, you can't go into Crucible by yourself. You can, but you're better off going with the team. Rumble would definitely let you play by yourself and have more fun. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know how Rumble would work with 2 primaries. But it'd be cool to see how it would work, obviously. And obviously, if they're going to be changing the way, you know, the archetypes and the weapon slots around, maybe we'll see a more diverse group of weapons, and hopefully have snipers and shotties and grenade launchers like that in that archetype slots. Masterwork exotics, obviously, I was wondering why we didn't have Masterworks for exotics yet, and I'm glad they're going to be coming. Pinnacle weapon and gear improvements, Trials of 9 improvements. Everybody knows that we need those. Shaders and dismantling. the future of guided games, and address solo versus fire team matchmaking. And let me just go over this shaders and dismantling. My God, I have like 300 of the same shaders in like 5 different slots, and I don't want to dread going through and deleting those. On the final note, expect to hear more from us on Bungie.net and Twitch and social media. We'll be taking talking to you more directly from here on out, as promised. Talk to you soon, Christopher Barrett. Guys, like I said, these are big improvements coming. You know, at the end of the day, we need a better Destiny. These are improvements that can make Destiny better. Is it too little, too late? We'll have to see. You know, to me, I think these are great things to build upon, and Destiny 2 can be an amazing game. We just, as a community, have to keep letting Bungie know wherever we can, in forums or wherever. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? Do you guys like the changes? Do you guys what do you guys have to add to what they could do better, or how Destiny 2 could get better? I would love to know that. You guys let me know down in the comments section below. If you guys want to catch me on Twitch, obviously I usually stream 6 to 7 days a week, twitch.tv/Broskian. I'd love to see you guys there. If you guys like the video, make sure you guys drop a like, share. I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, bros.